Hello everyone, Reza here. In this video, we will learn how to build modern UI designs in Canvas Power Apps. We will take inspiration from an awesome UI design shared by a community member. We will take that and build it out as a screen in Power App step by step. So let's begin. A typical Power Apps UI design, this one using classic controls, a gallery that is showcasing data from a data source, upgraded one step further utilizing modern controls. Here I have a modern table control. And then to take your UI designs to the next level, here is an inspiration from a Power Apps developer named Reza, who shared this on LinkedIn. This is an awesome, clean UI design utilizing the real estate of the screen to its fullest potential. How can we take this and build it in Canvas Power Apps? That's what I'm going to show you step by step from scratch. The scenario here is an idea management system where users can submit ideas, vote for ideas. This modern UI design for the home screen experience showcases all that idea information that's recorded. Now, in order for me to take a shot at building this in Power Apps, I needed to go and build my data source and my tables, and then come to a stage where I can start building out my screen in my Canvas Power App. Now, this step completely optional, but I wanted to showcase how I was able to quickly set up my backend with sample data. All I did was download the image that Rhea shared. I went to Plan Designer. In Plan Designer, we have the option to upload images. So I uploaded that image and I mentioned that I want to create an app. When I did that, it created a plan for me. Here is that plan. Let's explore. The business problem I stated was simply I need an app, and this was the image that I uploaded. Plan Designer started generating the blueprint of my requirements, my user personas, what they need to do, framed the entire data model, and generated a standard Power App experience for me. The data model includes 4 tables. Idea is the main table. This is where the main idea details are stored. The title of the idea, the description, the submission date, and the category. All of this is sample data generated by AI. The category comes from a separate table. So these are related tables. Users can vote for ideas. The voting details are stored in a table called vote. And any comments that users made to the idea are stored in a table called comments. So within a few minutes, I was able to create the business requirements, my data source, and a standard Power App experience. Now let's go about designing the modern screen. I'll use an existing screen template. I'll pick this option called sidebar that has a header, a left section, and a main section. If you observe closely here, this design kind of fits into that template, which is the header section on the top, the left section, and the main section. So I'll select sidebar. This screen template comes out of the box with responsive container controls. The Power App that I have set up is not set for responsive design, but the advantage of utilizing the responsive container controls is it will make it a lot easier to build this as a fully responsive application. In this scenario, the focus is on this UI design baked for the desktop experience. The header, this header container I would like to give it more height. This container has a height property. I will set this to, let's say, 220. Now within this container, I would want to go ahead and add 5 containers, one for each of these card experiences. So I've selected the header container. I'll go and insert a container. I've searched for the word container. Horizontal containers are containers where you can add controls within it that stack horizontally. Vertical container, the controls stack vertically. If we just focus on the first card, which in our case will be the container, I need an image and I need text, and they are stacked vertically. So let's go ahead and insert a vertical container. So this container gets added in the header container. Best practice, always rename your containers. I'm calling this my user info container. I need another 4 containers. These as well, I will make them as vertical containers. So I need 4 more containers that are vertical. So this user info container, simply copy, select the header container, paste. That's my second one. Select header, paste. I will repeat this until I have 5 containers. Now these containers are all stacked right next to each other. But as per the UI design, there needs to be some gap between these containers. This main header container has a property called gap. Let's give it a gap of 10. Now this header container, if we explore its color property, select, I'll make this transparent so it gets that gray backdrop. It also comes with this drop shadow effect. I'll set this to none. If you notice, all we see are those 5 containers added within it. Each of these containers I can select and set its fill property to white. Instead of doing that one by one, I can simply hold the control key and select multiple containers at once. I'll set the color as white. Drop shadow effect, I've set that to regular. And border radius, I'll set this to 15 so it will give it a nice curved rounded edge for each of these containers. Now let's create the first card, which is my user info container. I would like to show the current logged in user's image and then add a text that says hello, the name of the user. I'll select the user info container. I'll go and insert the image control, and to show the username, once again select the main container and go and insert the text control. I'll be using the modern controls. You could also use classic ones. To enable modern controls, just make sure modern controls and themes are turned on. So for this container, I'll insert text. I'll select this container, horizontal alignment, stretch. This image, I'll give it a height of, let's say, 120. There is a property called border radius. I'll set this to 120 as well. Alignment and container, I'll just set it in the center. Width, I'll set to 120. So width, height, and border radius are the same. And when you do that, you get a perfectly rounded image. The image property, I'll set this to user.image. That will get the current logged in user's image. The text, I'll set auto height to on. The alignment of the text, center. Font size, let's set this to 28. You can pick any font style of your choice. Font color, I'll pick blue. And the text will be hello, concatenate, so ampersand, with the current logged in user's full name. Now, after hello, I would like to get the user's name on the next line. So your mouse pointing right before the double quotes, hit enter, done. The user info container, see the image is sticking on the top. Let's give some padding from the top. Set this to 10. Let's preview. This is my user info card. Next, let's build new ideas. I have a text and an image that are placed horizontally. Then I have the number of ideas, and then I have a text. My container is vertical. Every control that I add will be stacked vertically. The first row, however, requires horizontal controls. So for the second container, which I will rename to new ideas container, here I will first insert a horizontal container. Then I'll select the main container and go and insert a couple of text controls. For this horizontal container, here I'll insert a text and then select this horizontal container and go and insert an image. The text I'll call as new ideas. I need more width here. Flexible width we'll turn on. Alignment, I'll say center. This image, here I can go and upload images. I already have some images pre-uploaded in the media section of my Canvas app. For this one, I'll pick the image, idea, the text. Let's stretch the height. Let's change the font size. I'll set it as 24. Top padding, I'll say 10. This container, I'll remove flexible height and give it a defined height of, let's say, 70. The text, this is going to be the number. For now, I'm going to hard code the number 5. Let's give it a big font size. Flexible height, I'll turn it on. Let's give it some left padding, let's say 20. And then the final text at the bottom, let's stretch. Here the text will be ideas submitted in last 7 days. This number, the text here, size can go really large. Full stretch. This entire container, I will set its color to orange. The text controls within this container, I'll change the font colors to white. And this completes my new ideas card. Now I need to repeat something similar for the other two cards. Similar design, text, image, number, text. Now instead of recreating it, why not I delete the two containers, select this container called new ideas container, copy it, go to the main header container, Control V, and I get two new containers ready to go. These containers that just got added, I'll move them ahead of this blank container. Let's build this one out. Top voted, I'll hard code a number. Ideas liked most. This container, I will rename it as top voted container. The color, I'll set it to white. All the text within this, the font color will be orange. This image I will change to my top voted image. Done. The next one is total ideas. I simply changed all the text and changed the image. Our two buttons for new ideas and my ideas. Within this, I'll add one button, select the container, add another button. This container I called as button container. Vertical justification center, horizontal justification center. Let's give a gap of 15 between the two buttons. Both these buttons, let's give them more height. Let's say 60. Let's give them more width. Let's say 160. The first button, text will be new ideas. Icon, I'll pick plus. Second button will be my ideas. Icon, I'll pick the list option. That completes the top section. Now let's build the main section. These are the list of all the ideas. Now before we build this, let's make sure the width of the left section is accurate. You see the left section width aligns exactly with the width of the first card. Ours does not. So let's just adjust the width here. Flexible width is turned on for the sidebar container. Let's turn it off and let's adjust until it maps to that exact width. In my case, it's coming up to 260. That looks aligned. Now let's work on the main container section. In this, I'll go and insert a gallery control. I'll pick a blank vertical gallery and I will connect this gallery to my data source, which in this case is my ideas table. Now in this gallery, for each idea, notice it has this white background effect. Right now, the gallery sits in a container. This container, the color, I'll make it transparent, so it'll go gray. And let's remove the drop shadow. In this gallery, I'll add a container. So I'll edit this gallery and go and insert a container. I'll position it to begin from the top left, reduce its height, and span it towards the end and leave some space. I'll tell you why later. The height for this, I have set it as 90. The gallery has a property called template size. This I will also set as 90, so it matches the exact size of the container. The container, the color, I'll set it as white. It has the drop shadow effect in play. The items are very close to each other. The gallery has a property called template padding. I'll set it to, let's say, 8. Now within these containers, all we have to do is start adding controls to show the data. I'll start with text. Position it right here, increase its width. This text will be this item, the item for that row. The data is coming from my ideas table. It has a column called idea title. So show the idea title right here. This text control, I'll change the font size. I can change the font color. Full flexibility right here. This container, let's insert another text. Right below this, increase the width. This will be the description of the idea. Next, I'll add another text. Position it somewhere in the middle. This will be the date. So this item dot submission date, comes with the time portion as well. I want to format this. We can do that by using the text function. Format this as month, day, year. I'll change the font weight. Can also increase the font size a bit. Done. Copy and paste this. Right below this, I want to show the information of the person who submitted this record. So this item dot created by dot get the full name of that user. For the date and the user, I would like to show icons right next to it. Select the container. There is a classic icon called clock. I'll select that, reduce its width, and place it right next to the date. Can also change its color. So you can use classic icons, or you can also use the modern button control. This one has an icon property. I'll search for person. I'll pick this icon. The layout for this button, I'll say icon only. The type, I'll say secondary. Icon style, filled. Border, I'll set to none. So this is the icon that I'll just place right here. Next, insert another text. Place it right here. Text property will be this item dot category name. Right next to this, I'll add another icon. There's a classic icon for tag. Reduce its size. Place it right next to the tech. You can also rotate this. I'll rotate it to 70 degrees. Give it a color, black. Then I need this heart symbol and show how many votes this idea got. Now for the heart symbol, I have an image that I have uploaded in my app. So I'll add this image control. Image is heart. I'll place it right here. Right below this, I need the number. I'll copy the text control that I have here because I would like to use the same font style and size. The text would be, here I need to count how many votes each item got. So count rows of this item dot, this is Dataverse table relationships. The votes table is related to the ideas table. So I can simply count. Done. That completes my gallery style. The reason I left some space on the right hand side for the container is that if the gallery has to show the items and there is not enough height, it will add the scroll bar. I did not want the scroll bar to overlap on the container. Now comes the left section. Here, if you notice, all the text and controls are stacked vertically. So this left container, in here, I'll go and insert text. Text I will set as filter by. Alignment and container full width. Font size, let's make it 28. Let's give it some more height. Font color, orange. Left, a padding of 10. Now within this, I need 4 controls. Insert, text input, date picker, combo box, combo box. All modern controls. All the controls that I just added, these have a width set. Let's change the width to 220. And all of these, alignment and container, I'll set it in the center. The sidebar container controls are too close to each other, so let's give it a gap of, let's say, 15. Filter by text, I'll copy and paste. I'm calling this top categories. In this, I need to list out all my categories as well as their counts. That information, I'll make it dynamic. The app object has a property called onStart. Here, I've written the following code. I'm creating a collection called call category, and the data in this collection is for all categories, go and add a record in a collection, add a property called title that has the category name, and then add a property called count. This needs to be the count of ideas that are submitted for that category. And for that, I use the function countIf. The end result of this is a collection called call category that includes the title. These are my categories, and then the count. How many ideas are submitted for those categories. This is what I will use in this container to show the data in a vertical gallery. The items property of this gallery, I will set as follows. Sort my collection based on the count property in descending order. So the end result will be the categories that have the most counts will be right on the top. I'll edit this gallery, insert a rectangle shape, reduce its height, position it to start right at the top. I'll set the width of this rectangle to 180. This gallery template size, I'll change this to 30. So you can see all my 5 categories are lining up right here. Those are those 5 rectangle shapes. The color for this, I'll set to orange. I'll also insert text that I will start from the left hand side. I will insert another text. This I will take to the right hand side. The text property will be this item.count. So if I preview this, you can see how it lists all the categories as well as their counts. But the width of these rectangle shapes, it's all the same. Let's make it dynamic. I need to know what's the maximum count of ideas submitted for a particular category. And to get that, what I have done is the app object has named formulas. I've created a formula called max count. And all I'm doing here is go sort that collection in descending order, go grab the first record and get its count. So in this case, max count will be 3 because that's the max number of ideas submitted for a category. Now let's use this to set the width of this rectangle dynamically. I'll set it as follows. This item.count divided by the maximum count multiplied by 100. This entire result I will multiply by, my width was 180, so I'll set 1.8 here. So now you can see how the width of the rectangle is being adjusted. The ones that are lower in count, the width may go too low to even fit the text. So one of the things we can do here is use a formula called max. Max of this calculation, and the second property I'll set as 100. It will at least set the width as 100. Now if I preview, that sets the categories, similar to how this UI design snapshot is representing that information. So that's how you can build a pixel perfect modern UI designed screen in Canvas Power Apps. If you enjoyed this video, then do like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you so much for watching.